the young, and the restless. Spoilers. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is Thursday, a beautiful day to dive into the absolute madness happening in Genoa City. Grab a huge cup of coffee because we have a lot to unpack today. Seriously, my mind is blown and I have been staring at my screen for hours trying to process this. Let's get right into it. So, let's just talk about Adam Newman for a second. The guy is exhausted, like bone-tired, soul-crushed, completely drained, exhausted. We've seen him dealing with so much lately, right? He's been trying to help Victoria save Nick from his horrible fentanyl addiction. He's been dealing with the whole messy, heartbreaking situation with Sally Spectra and Billy Abbott. And let's not forget the Las Vegas nightmare with Matt Clark. But honestly, all of that is absolutely nothing compared to the nuclear bomb that just dropped on his life. The rumor mill has been spinning, and the realization that Victor Newman, the man Adam, has spent his entire life trying to impress, fighting, hating, loving, begging for approval from, is not his biological father, has completely broken him. And I can't even imagine what is going through Adam's head right now. He looks so tired on screen. He looks like a man who just had his entire identity violently ripped away from him. For years, his whole personality, his whole reason for breathing has been, I am the black sheep Newman. He did terrible things for that name. He sacrificed his own happiness for that name. And now he's just Adam. It's making him depressed. It's making him give up entirely. And you guys know I usually have mixed feelings about Adam and his schemes. But right now, I just feel so incredibly bad for him. He is a broken man with no anchor. But wait, because it gets so much crazier. Enter Jack Abbott. Yes, Jack Abbott, the man who has been recovering at home with Diane after that whole horrific kidnapping ordeal with Victor, and then dealing with the lingering trauma of Patty Williams and Dr. Laurence Markham. Jack is sitting there in the Abbott mansion, probably trying to just find some peace in his chaotic life, and he hears this news. He hears the whispers that Victor is not Adam's father. And instead of just laughing it off or being smugly happy that Victor's legacy is suffering a blow, Jack gets this look on his face, this look of absolute terrifying realization, because Jack remembers something from way, way back in the day. Let's rewind for a second. Let's think about Hope Newman, sweet, innocent, farm-living Hope, Victor's great love from Kansas. We all thought Adam was the product of Victor and Hope's pure rustic romance, but Jack remembers a night, a very specific, very drunken, very messy night, a night where he and Hope crossed paths, had way too much to drink, and ended up sleeping together just one time, one drunken mistake that they both decided to just sweep under the rug and never, ever talk about again, because that's what you do on soap operas, right? You sleep with someone you shouldn't, and then you just pretend it never happened for decades. But now, with the news that Victor isn't the dad, Jack's brain is working overtime. What if that one night resulted in Adam? So Jack is sitting in the Abbott living room, pacing back and forth. You know that classic Jack Abbott pace, where he's rubbing his chin and looking stressed out of his mind. He's thinking about the timeline. He's doing the math in his head. And the math is mathing, you guys. The timeline fits perfectly. And Jack is just standing there, realizing that his mortal enemy's son, the son Victor, raised and manipulated and used as a pawn for years, might actually be his own flesh and blood. Can you even imagine the shock? Jack has spent decades fighting Victor. They just went through that whole kidnapping nightmare where Victor almost got Jack killed. And now Jack might be the biological father of Adam. It's poetic justice. It's insane. But Jack knows he can't just run around town screaming this without proof. He needs to know for sure. He decides to test his luck. He decides he has to run a DNA test. And so Jack goes into full stealth mode. He needs Adam's DNA. Maybe he gets a coffee cup from Crimson Lights after Adam leaves it on a table. Maybe he sneaks into the GCAC and grabs a glass Adam was drinking scotch out of. I don't even know. The show didn't show every single tiny detail of the swab collection, but you get what I mean. Jack gets the sample. He swabs his own cheek. He sends it off to a private, highly secure lab, not the Genoa City Memorial Hospital lab, because let's be real, we all know those results get switched by literally anyone with a security badge. He sends it away, and then he waits, and the waiting has to be agonizing for him. For days, Jack is just walking around the house, looking at Diane, looking at Kyle, knowing that their entire family structure is about to explode into a million pieces. He is carrying this massive, world-altering secret. Then the envelope arrives, a classic, thick, white envelope with the DNA results. Jack is alone in the Abbott living room. He's staring at the paper. His hands are literally shaking. I was practically screaming at my screen. Just open it, Jack. Open the envelope. He finally tears it open. He pulls out the paper. His eyes scan down to the bottom line, past all the medical jargon. Probability of paternity, 99.9%. Boom, there it is. The absolute, undeniable, earth-shattering truth. Jack Abbott is Adam's biological father. Jack is just stunned. He drops into a chair like his legs just gave out. He can't breathe. He's crying. He's laughing. He's just in a state of total, overwhelming shock. It's the will of heaven, honestly. It's fate. That one drunken night with Hope all those years ago created this man who has been living as a Newman his whole life. It is just so wild to think about. Meanwhile, let's check back in on Adam. Adam is at his absolute lowest point. He's sitting in his room, just staring at the wall. He doesn't know who he is anymore. He's exhausted. He's sick of fighting. He's sick of the Newman name. But without it, he feels entirely empty. He's probably thinking about Sally, about how he ruined things with her, about how Billy is constantly rubbing it in his face. He's thinking about Nick and Victoria and how they aren't even his real siblings anymore. He's just done. He's ready to pack it up and leave town forever. Why stay in Genoa City when the only reason he was there to prove himself to Victor is a total, complete lie? And then there's a knock on the door. Adam drags himself up to open it, probably expecting it to be Victor coming to yell at him, or maybe Billy coming to gloat some more. But it's Jack. Jack Abbott is standing there, holding a piece of paper, looking like he just saw a ghost. Adam is confused. He's annoyed. He's like, "What do you want, Jack? I'm not in the mood for Abbott versus Newman drama today. I'm not even a Newman anymore." And Jack just looks at him with tears welling up in his eyes. The emotion in this scene, you guys, it was so raw and so real. Peter Bergman just acted his heart out here. Jack steps into the room and closes the door behind him. He looks at Adam, really looks at him, maybe for the first time, truly seeing him not as Victor's pawn, not as a corporate rival, but as a piece of himself. Jack doesn't even say anything at first. He just walks right up to Adam and pulls him into a massive, tight, desperate hug. And Adam is stiff. He's so confused. He's like, "Jack, what are you doing?" Adam isn't a hugger on a good day, let alone when he's completely depressed and spiraling. But Jack holds on tight. He's crying, and he finally pulls back, looks Adam directly in the eyes, and says the words that are going to change the show forever. He tells him the whole truth. He tells him about Hope. He tells him about that night, the secret they kept for decades. He hands Adam the DNA test. Adam looks at the paper. He reads the 99.9%, and you can just see Adam's entire world tilting on its axis. He goes pale. He literally has to sit down on the edge of the bed before he falls down. "You're my father?" Adam whispers, and Jack nods, tears streaming down his face. "Yes, Adam, I'm your father. You are an Abbott." Oh my God, just typing that gives me chills all over again. Adam and Abbott? How is this even going to work? Adam has spent his entire adult life being the dark, twisted reflection of Victor Newman. And now he's the son of the golden boy, Jack Abbott. It's so crazy. But in a weird way, it makes sense. Adam has always been an outsider in the Newman family. Victor always treated him differently than Nick or Victoria. Victor always held him at arm's length, only using him when he needed a dirty deed done. Maybe on some subconscious level, Victor always knew, or maybe Victor is going to be just as blindsided by this as we are. So let's talk about what this means for everyone else, because the ripple effects are going to be massive. What is Kyle going to do? Kyle is already traumatized by everything with Patty and Markham, and now he has to share his father with Adam. Kyle and Adam hate each other. They have fought over Jabbo. They have fought over Summer. They have fought over literally everything, and now they are half-brothers. Kyle is going to completely lose his mind. And what about Billy? Billy is currently spiraling because Adam was trying to make a deal with Sally Spectra. Billy hates Adam more than almost anyone in town. And now Billy is Adam's uncle. Oh my God. Billy is Adam's uncle. I can't even process that. The Thanksgiving dinners at the Abbott Mansion are going to be an absolute bloodbath. And we have to talk about Victor. We just have to. Victor Newman is currently celebrating his reunion with Nikki. They are planning a romantic trip to Venice. They are planning a vow renewal at the ranch. They are acting like everything is perfect and totally ignoring their toxic history. But when Victor finds out that Adam, the boy he raised, the boy he named Victor Adam Newman Jr., is actually the spawn of Jack Abbott, Victor is going to go apocalyptic. He is going to tear Genoa City apart brick by brick. He already hates Jack with a burning, fiery passion. Remember, Victor just recently kidnapped Jack and almost got him killed. And now Jack is taking his son. Victor's fragile ego is not going to be able to handle this. He is going to lash out at everyone. Nikki better pack her bags for Venice right now and just stay there, because the Newman Ranch is about to become a war zone. But honestly, maybe I'm being too dramatic. Wait, no, I'm not. This is huge. And maybe this is exactly what Adam needs. Adam has been so exhausted, so broken by trying to be a Newman. The Newman legacy has brought him nothing but pain, dead babies, ruined marriages, and a father who constantly betrays him and pits him against his siblings. Maybe being an Abbott will actually save him. Jack is a good father. Jack forgives. Jack loves unconditionally. Look at how he treats Kyle, even when Kyle makes terrible, reckless mistakes. Jack might actually be the father Adam has always desperately needed. He hugged him. When was the last time Victor just hugged Adam without an ulterior motive or a lecture attached to it? Never. Jack hugged him because he was genuinely, purely happy to have him as a son. That is going to mess with Adam's head in the best way possible. Wait, I just remembered Diane Jenkins Abbott. She is going to flip out. She is already paranoid and terrified because of Dr. Markham being on the loose. She is already on edge and fighting with Jack. Now, Jack is bringing Adam Abbott now into their home. Diane and Adam have a very complicated history. She is not going to want him anywhere near her or Kyle. She's going to think this is some kind of trick. And Patty Williams, if Patty finds out about this, she might use it as more leverage to torture Jack. The whole town is going to be turned upside down. The writers really outdid themselves this time. It feels like a classic soap opera twist, the kind we haven't seen in years. It's messy, it's highly emotional, it rewrites history, but it does it in a way that makes you want to tune in tomorrow and the next day. So yeah, I am just sitting here staring at my screen, trying to process the fact that Adam is an Abbott. It's clunky in places, sure. The whole drunken night with Hope thing is a bit of a sudden retcon, but you know what? I don't even care. The drama is just too good. I am so ready to see Jack and Adam team up against Victor. I am so ready to see Victor's face when Jack looks him in the eye and says, "That's my son, Victor." Oh, it's going to be cinema, pure soap opera cinema. Let's just hope Adam doesn't push Jack away. He has a habit of self-sabotaging when things get too good, but this time it feels different. It feels like Adam finally found where he belongs. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, because I am honestly still reeling from this absolute masterpiece of a mess